settling in, as we do, to our chairs, finding our steady, comfortable seat, feeling our hips, our back, bottoms of the feet on the floor, feeling into where our body is in space. And maybe today's a good day to do a little sensory awareness meditation as an opener. So, observing each of the 5 senses and what you're receiving from all those senses. So let's begin as we usually do with touch. What can we feel today? So not only the pressure of the body against the chair, but let your hands rest in your lap. And then just take a moment. Maybe you can feel the texture underneath your hands of whatever you're wearing, of your shirt or of your pants. Or you can bring your hands down to your chair. Feel whatever the fabric is, if it's wood, if it's metal, if it's cold, if it's hot. Maybe you can feel the sensation of your clothes touching your skin. Or maybe you can feel maybe some movement of air like heat or air conditioning against your face. So just really drop into the sensation of touch. And receive all the input from touch wherever you can find it. And then notice the taste. So maybe that's a tough one because we're not eating right now. So maybe you just notice the taste in your mouth of whatever water you last drank or whatever you last ate, or if you brushed your teeth. Or maybe you can bring to mind something delicious that you love to taste, and you can picture it and imagine that you're eating that right now, and you can feel the effect of that imaginary taste. Maybe your mouth can water and your tongue tingles and reacts. And then move into the sensation of sight, but without opening the eyes. So what we're going to do is keep the eyes closed, if your eyes are already closed, and just notice what is behind the eyes. Notice you might be able to see a little bit of the light shining in at you from behind the eyes, or maybe you notice some little shapes and things floating around. Maybe you notice color changes, textures. And then go into the sensation of smell. This one might be hard. Maybe there's nothing around to smell. Maybe there's a scented candle nearby, or some food being cooked somewhere. Or maybe you can just imagine a smell. Your favorite flower, or your favorite spice. So imagine receiving a beautiful sensation of smell. And then go into the sensation of sound. Notice what you're hearing. So notice first the sounds in the room. So the sound of my voice on the computer, whatever else is coming in through the computer. Maybe you have music playing in the background and you hear your music. And then kind of let your hearing reach further than where you are in the room. Notice if you can hear sounds from outside the room. Maybe you hear birds outside the window, or some neighborhood children, or some neighborhood activity. Maybe you hear cars going by where you are, or activity outside. So just be fully aware of sound. And then kind of let go of honing in on any particular sense. Kind of let yourself go to a state of blankness. And then take another moment, few breaths. Just notice the first sensation that arises. Notice what that is for you. If it's hearing, if it's touch, if it's taste, if it's smell. Notice what is easiest for you to come into your space, into your awareness. And then we'll end our little meditation with a few big breaths. So a deep inhale through the nose and an exhale through the mouth. And inhale and exhale and inhale and exhale and relax. And softly opening the eyes, coming forward from the back of the chair. So we have a longer spine now. We're not resting, kind of in comfort with our back against the back of the chair. So bringing the legs away from the body, we'll begin with the ankles. Inhale, point the toes. Exhale, draw the toes back. Inhale, point. Exhale, flex. Inhale, point. Exhale, flex. Inhale, point once more. Exhale, flex. And then drop the feet down to the floor underneath the knees. On the inhale, point the toes again. Now this time, the angle of the knees is different, so the sensation is different. So pull up the heels, feel those calves contract, and then drop the heels down. Exhale, draw the toes up, feel the shins contract. So inhale, backs of the legs contract. Exhale, fronts of the legs contract. Inhale, more strength sensation in the calves. Exhale, draw the toes up. One more time. Exhale the toes up. And then relax the feet back down. And let's rock the ankles side to side. So we're going to inhale, rock to the inside edges of the feet. Exhale, roll to the outside edges of the feet. So we're not really seeing a whole lot, especially on video. Probably doesn't look like I'm doing anything at all. So on the inhale, we roll to the inside edges of the feet, so the inside of the feet go like that. And then on the exhale, we roll to the outside edges of the feet, so the outside edges kind of touch down and the insides curl up. So this is our inversion and eversion. This is our rocking side to side. Fundamental movement for balance and stability. Keeping these ankles mobile. So we inhale, roll to the inside. Exhale, roll to the outside. And then let's relax and just roll the ankles out a few times. And roll them in a few times. And relax the feet back down. So on the inhale, lift the right leg up, draw the toes back, press out through the heel. Exhale, drop the foot down, curl the heel back, pull the glutes and hamstrings, activate, and then inhale, sweep forward. And exhale, pull back and in, contract. So inhale up, exhale back, inhale up, exhale back. Relax that foot back down. Let's switch sides. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, left heel comes back and up. So maybe you're pressing into a support bar of the chair, or you're pulling the heel all the way up because there's nothing there to block you. So just see whatever works for your chair, for your body. So inhale, the leg is straight. Exhale, bring the heel back and up. So coming forward in the chair so we have some more space, finding our long spine, and then inhale, stepping the right leg open out to the side, keeping the hips forward. Exhale, drawing the foot back to center, and then giving the inner thighs a squeeze. So inhale, step out. Exhale, draw in and squeeze. Inhale out. Exhale, slide back in and squeeze inner thighs together. And switching sides. Inhale, left leg steps out. Exhale, sliding back in and squeezing. So inhale, outer hip contracts. Exhale, inner thigh contracts. Inhale, step out. Exhale, slide in and squeeze. And relax back to center. Let's do our rotation for the hips. So letting the right leg extend forward, dropping the knee in and out. So just kind of gently warming up. Just noticing what you feel, noticing the range of motion in the hip as the knee draws in, the knee draws out. And then instead of doing the sliding part, let's just switch sides and then do the other side. So letting the knee drop in, letting the knee turn out. So we're letting this big hip bone, femur bone, warm up the hips. So rotating around in this hip joint. And then relax back to center. So let's do our cat and dog tilt. So inhale, letting the belly relax forward. Shoulder blades come together, elbows draw back, chest opens, and then reversing it all. So tailbone tucks forward, belly pulls in. Shoulder blades spread. So inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, drop back. And then let's add the arms. Inhale, open the arms out wide, stretch the chest. And then exhale, bring the palms together, reach the fingertips away, squeeze the chest as we drop back. So inhale, open the arms out to a T. Exhale, start to pull those belly muscles in as we reach the fingertips forward and stretch. Inhale once more, open to a T. Exhale once more, going back. Then inhale, lifting arms straight up and overhead. Exhale, sweeping the arms down and back, press the elbows. Inhale, sweep up, open the chest, pull the shoulder blades down. Exhale, sliding down, pressing the pinky back up. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, let's sweep out and open into scarecrow arms. That's our inhale, fingertips to the ceiling. Exhale, let the elbows stay where they are. Drop the hands as we curl back. Draw the belly in. So inhale, rotate fingers up. Exhale, let the hands drop down. Elbows stay bent. Inhale, rotate up. Exhale, drop down. And then inhale, bend the elbows, palms to the ceiling. Maybe this is a better version for you. It's always available option. Exhale, rotate the palms down and away. So this is both rotation of the shoulders, both those moves. The scarecrow one and this one. So it's inhale, exhale, rotate the palms down and away. So you see which one you like better, and then if I'm ever cueing one, you could always do the other. Exhale, down and away. And then come back to neutral, drop the arms down to the sides. Take some big shoulder rolls. And shoulder rolls forward. And then one more shoulder roll up, settling back and down. And then let's open the stance a little bit wider with the feet. And remember sometimes I see people do this because they want their feet to open wide, but their hips are only going this wide, so they're kind of collapsed in. So if your hips don't open that wide, it's okay. Just keep your feet underneath your knees. So that way the knees and the toes are pointing in the same direction. They're traveling on the same road, and we don't wind up hyperextending the knee or the ankles. So we're opening up into a little bit wider stance, not into like a full stretch mode, but just a solid, nice open stance. We're going to do some more spinal stuff. So let's start with our inhale at center and exhale, just a small contraction to the right. So we're really feeling like the hip is drawing up, shoulders drawing down. It's a side sit up. And then we relax, inhale back to center, and then exhale, contract to the left, side sit up to the left. And inhale back to center. Side sit up to the right. Inhale, neutral. Exhale to the left. Inhale to neutral. So in the inhale, we're at center. Exhale, gentle rotation to the right. Inhale, center. Gentle rotation to the left. Inhale to center. So one more round. Exhaling and inhaling. Exhale to the left. Inhale to center. Now this time we're going to inhale at center. We're going to sweep both arms up and overhead. And then we're going to drop the right hand to the chair. We're going to reach out through the left fingertips. We're going to keep the head facing forward. The arm is overhead if it can be. It doesn't have to be, because it can also be flip the back of the hand to the sacrum, let it rest. And at least then the shoulders rolling open. So that's really the important thing. Not so much the arm overhead as the shoulder rolling open. So we're going to rest to the side with the shoulder head rolling open. And then we're going to rotate the rib cage down towards the right leg. And then rotate the rib cage up to the ceiling. So just a few of these. Rotate the rib cage down. So maybe you're like this if your arm's overhead. Rotate the rib cage up. And then we're going to sweep back to center. And do that on the other side. So again, either arm sweeps over or arm rests on the back. And the shoulder head is open. So the head stays forward and neutral. So we're looking right at the front of the room. And then we rotate the rib cage over the left knee, and then rotate the rib cage up towards the ceiling. So see if you can rotate down, rotate up, rotate back down, and then come back up to neutral. We're going to bring both hands together, the fingertips forward. And then we're going to rotate again at this time, really thinking about the the lower back, middle to lower back muscles. So we're pulling our armpits down towards our waist. We're going to start to rotate open. We're following the thumb with the right hand. We're sweeping the right arm open, 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 out as far as is comfortable. So really feeling the strong rotation in the lower, middle back. I shouldn't say lower back because we don't really want to feel rotation in the lower back. And then watch as we draw back to center. And then let's go to the other side. So open the left hand out. Watch the hand as it travels. Rotating open. And then watch the hand as it travels back to center. And give it a little squeeze for those pectorals. So one more time. Right hand sweeps open and back. Rotate. Slowly drawing back to center. And then slowly drawing open on the left. Watching as we go. Exhale, coming back to center. One more time on each side. So sweeping open. Coming back to center. Give it a squeeze. Sweeping open on the left. Coming back to center. And then let's bring both arms overhead. Sweep the arms down and around in a big shoulder circle. Drop the arms at the side. Open the chest. Stretch the shoulder blades. Stretch the shoulder heads, Contract shoulder blades. And then let's hinge forward, keeping those shoulder blades contracted, pulling the armpits down towards the waist, reaching the fingertips towards the floor and slightly behind. And then use those back muscles to hinge back up to a sit. So let's do that again. Let's sweep up and overhead on the inhale. Let's exhale, sweep down, drop the hands to the chair. Open the chest. Draw the shoulder blades together. Pull the armpits down towards the waist. And then take a gentle hinge. Press into the ground with the heels of the feet. Activate glutes, hamstrings, thighs. Draw back up. Maybe one more. Inhale. Exhale, sweep down. Inhale, draw the chest open. And then exhale, forward fold. Activate those back muscles. And draw back up to center. Relax the arms down at the side. This time we're going to open the knees a little bit wider into a full inner thigh stretch. So find your, not your range of motion where you're about to cry if we have to stay here any longer, but start to feel sensation of stretch if you can in your inner thighs, so long as that doesn't actually first cause pain in your SI joints or your hips or anything going on in the outer hip. So try to find a steady, comfortable place where we can feel stretch without any kind of pain in an opposite muscle group. Because if we do, we want to then have the legs open short of where that pain is starting. We're just going to work there. So we're going to do a little bit more with our core strengthening, with our belly. We're going to do that. And then we'll go into some other stretches for the hips. So let's keep a long spine on the inhale. So pressing into the ground with the feet, especially the heels, we're going to rock back just an inch or two, keeping the back flat. Belly is drawing in. Lower belly, navel center towards the spine, lower ribs pulling down. And then we're going to use those same muscles to put us back to a full sit position. And then we're going to release the belly. So we're going to do some core work here. So inhale, the spine is long, getting our position. Exhale, begin to lean back, keeping that long spine. All areas of the belly are pulling in. Chest is neutral. And then we come back up. So exhale, go back an inch or two. Use belly, draw back up to sit, relax. Inhale here, long. And then exhale, pull the belly in, hinge back. Keep the belly in, hinge forward. So relax on the inhale and exhale here. And then let's start to come forward, just bringing the elbows to the knees or to the thighs. And so we're hinging forward with our flat back, but we've got our elbows resting on our legs so that we're giving ourselves a little bit extra support. So your options are to stay here with the elbows on the knees in this long spine position, or you can start to hinge a little lower. Now, you might not have yoga blocks at home. If you do, it's a great idea to have yoga blocks. But since I'm not buying everybody yoga blocks, and I don't know if you have yoga blocks, I do want your hands to have support as you're coming forward. So if you're going to do a curved spine forward fold, make sure your hands are somewhere on your body where they're getting some input so you're not overstretching. So maybe that's the thighs, maybe that's the shins, maybe that's the ankle, maybe that's the floor. Everyone's going to have a different range of motion in their inner thighs and their hips and their everything that's going on in the groin area. So it's great to have a stretch here, but this is an ideal place for overstretching. So please have the hands supporting you somewhere, somehow. And then let yourself drape forward. And then we're going to slowly come back up halfway into our flat spine. Bring the hands to the thighs. Activate the back muscles and slowly draw back up to sit. So slowly is the key there for no head rushes or getting lightheaded or any kind of stuff like that. So let's do a little bit more stretch here, and then we'll bring these legs back together. So on the inhale, we're long spine forward. On the exhale, we'll take a little rotation, and kind of the key here would be to gently press into the inner thigh, pressing it away a little bit, getting a little bit of an extra stretch there. Again, as long as this isn't causing any pain in the outer hips. And then inhale back to center. And then exhale, press open a little bit as we rotate to the left. And then inhale, relax to center. So exhale, rotate and press open. Gently pressing open, but a little bit of extra stretch. Inhale back to center. Exhale, rotate to the left. And inhale back to center. So let's help those legs come back together. Let's scoot forward in our chair and then do our either windshield wipering the legs. So we can make that a very big motion with, pulling one hip off the chair and the other stays connected, or we can just mostly stay with both hips on the chair. Just drop the knees from side to side. Or we can let the legs stay still and we can take some pelvic tilts or cat and dog tilts. Just whatever feels like a little bit of a back reset. And then we'll come back to center and we'll take some big torso circles. So dropping to the side, to the back. And we don't have to bring a lot of attention here or be really specific about contraction and stretch and activating every single muscle group. Just kind of let it be a nice, gentle, big circle. Big is subjective, of course. As big as you want it to be, as small as you want it to be. You can be small and you call it big, whatever. So whatever feels right. And then reverse direction. And then relax back to center. So let's come to stand. Let's do our slow stand. And we're going to do that today. Let's do our squats today. I'm not sure we've done those in a while. So I actually just teach too much chair yoga now. I don't know what I did in each class. So we're going to have to just go with it. I'm going to say today we'll do some squats. So we'll come to stand on the inhale. We'll come to sit back down on the exhale, but not so much that we're sitting and relaxing and connected the way we are now, just kind of touching back down. And then maybe we don't come all the way back. Maybe you don't touch down. Maybe just drop an inch or two. We're going to keep awareness of this whole activation of the lower body, belly pulling in, back muscles working. So let's drop the arms out to the side and you decide where they're going to go. They can be out, fingers towards the floor. They can be crossed at the chest. They can be arms forward. They can be arms up. Wherever the arms are going to be. We start to hinge forward at the waist. Bring your weight into the heels. Right here we squeeze butt, hamstrings, glutes. Press into the ground with the heel, not the toes. rise up out of the chair. Inhale, come to a long, straight spine. And then exhale, drop it back. Bend the knees, activate glutes, hamstrings, thighs, belly drawing in, back supportive, touching down for maybe just a second, and then rising back up, or not touching down, just coming into your full range of motion. Exhaling back down, squeezing, 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 activating. Inhale, rising back up, weight in the heels, not the toes, coming to a tall stand. So we've done 3. Put a number in your head of how many you want to do. So maybe it's 3. Maybe it's 5. Maybe it's 10. Maybe it's 0. Whatever you want to be, whenever you want to be done, just rest in standing in mountain pose. So we're touching back down. We're rising back up. We're building such great lower body muscle strength. Activating glutes, thighs, hamstrings, weight in the heels, not the toes. Belly's pulling in. Armpits pulling down towards the waist. So you decide how many you're doing. I've had about enough today, in my opinion. So I'm going to come to stand, and you can either rest in mountain pose, or you can rest in an open body, front body stretch. So tucking the tailbone forward. Inhaling and exhaling, letting the hip flexors stretch a little. Coming back to center. So if you're still doing your squats, you keep going as long as you want. When you're ready, you meet us all in downward dog. We're going to all pop over into our downward dog on a chair. So setting your chair, stepping back a couple big steps, dropping down. And then inhale and exhale. So lots of breath. Feeling a big stretch in the back body. So backs of the legs, glutes, hamstrings, calves. Stretch in the back itself as we draw the hips back. Feel a stretch down the latissimus muscles. And then slowly starting to come back up to stand, stepping the right leg forward long, bringing the chest up, shoulders over the hips. And then what you do with the back leg is up to you. So you can have the back leg a little bit bent. You can bring the foot forward a whole bunch so that the heel is perfectly flat on the floor. That gives yourself maybe a nice calf stretch. Or you can have the heel off the floor, which is maybe going to be a little bit better of a back hip stretch for you, hip flexor. So you decide what you do with your back leg. I would hope that if you were kind of stuck like in this position, you would consider stepping your back leg a little more forward so you have more room for a more upright spine. But this is your practice. This is you listening to your body and answering what it needs. So we're finding our high lunge. High lunge is front knee bent. And then wherever we are, let's do a little pulse here. So on the inhale, extend and straighten the front leg. And then on the exhale, bend that knee back down again. Squeeze glutes, hamstrings, thighs. So inhale, lengthen the leg. Exhale, bend that front knee a little bit more, a little bit deeper, a little bit more effort in the thighs, hamstrings, glutes. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Doesn't have to be a whole lot, just a little bit more for more effort, more input in this lower body. And then let's start to bring your weight onto your back leg, step the front leg back, move back into our downward dog. And then once again, starting to come forward, finding your ideal high lunge stance. So ideal high lunge meaning the front knee is bent, and the front knee is bent so that it's over the ankle. So sometimes our front knee bends and we're here, and that's not okay. It's not terrible. It's just a lot of pressure on the knees that maybe the knees aren't going to enjoy. So knee over the ankle is a little more supportive of the knees. The back leg is back. In the stance here, is lots of options. So the stance can be, like I said, back so that your back heel is flat on the floor, or your back heel is up. Front knee is bent. We're looking for a long spine, so shoulders over the hips. But we want long spine not with like this kind of back, but with this kind of back. So tailbone is neutral, pointing towards the floor. And you can always add 1 or 2 arms overhead if you feel like throwing some flair in there. Now let's do our pulses. So again, inhale, straighten that front knee. And then exhale, drop back into the bent knee. Really activate, push the ground away with the heel. Inhale, straighten the knee. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. When we bend the knee, we're using all those muscles we needed to get up and out of the chair. So feel that familiar contraction sensation. Inhale, straight. Exhale, bend. And then let's do one more downward dog. So bringing your weight into your back foot. And we don't want to flip the chair. So really that the weight has to be in the back foot before we step back. Not really so much on the hands. And then coming into our downward dog, finding our long stance. Now, some of you have a lot more flexibility in the legs. So maybe what you want to do instead of downward dog is you want to do more of a forward fold. So maybe flipping your chair forward and bringing your hands a little deeper than they were before, down to the seat of the chair. Or maybe you can even go a little lower and there's a support bar on your chair and you bring your hand to your support bar. So you decide how low you're going to go in your forward fold, or you stay with the torso parallel to the floor in your downward dog. And we're going to inhale and exhale here. And then let's start to walk the feet forward back towards the chair. Slowly rising up to stand. Inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. Let the hips press forward. Exhale, hands to prayer. Let's see, we got 40, 10, 40. Let's do just a little bit. Let me keep my chair this way so you can see me. Let's do a little bit of a warrior 3. So really doing our hip extensors today. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep it real simple and low because we don't have that much time. We've already done a lot of good effort today. So we're going to keep our long spine. And then we're going to start to hinge forward a little bit and step the right leg back a little bit. So hopefully we're working in a long connected line. So as the heel goes back, we're reaching up through the crown of the head. We're finding a long line, heel to crown. And then if it's okay for you, we're going to keep our weight strong on this left leg. And we'll hinge forward a little bit, drawing the heel back, tailbone tucking forward, lifting the heel off the ground, little hinge, and then flowing back up to stand. And then a little bit of a hinge, and then coming back up to stand. So trying to keep that kind of like seesaw relationship of the flat back, the leg pressing back, they're in relationship. So the one that they're moving kind of together as a unit. Back up to center, and then let's switch sides. So weight into the left side now, or the right side now, whichever way. Yeah, the right side. Bringing the left leg back slightly, pulling the armpits down towards the waist, stepping the leg back. Tailbone tucks forward while the leg draws back. And then if it's okay for you, we'll do a little flow. So pressing out through the heel, bending forward, and then coming back up. And then bending forward and coming back up. So weight is in the standing leg more than in the hands on the chair. The hands on the chair are the balance support. So we really have a lot of effort in these hip extensors. Relax back up to stand. Let's inhale and exhale. And let's maybe take a shoulder roll. Maybe take one more downward dog. Turning the tailbone back, stretching glutes and hamstrings. And then let's come around to sit. So not taking too long to sit down, but taking a mindful sit. So bending the knees, dropping the hips, weight in the heels, settling back into our chair. Resting down. And then let's come to the forward edge of our chair. Take a little hamstring stretch, so letting the right leg extend forward. Toes turn up. And a little bit of a flat back hinge here. Looking for a stretch in glutes and hamstrings. And inhale and exhale. And then coming back upright, switching sides. Hinging forward, another hamstring stretch. Inhaling back up to sit. Bending both knees, and then again, take any little movements that the body needs right now. So maybe even just close your eyes. Don't even worry about what I'm doing, but tune in to what movement you feel like your body needs. It could be some cat and dog tilts. Could be some windshield wipering of the legs. Could be a spinal twist. Could be a forward fold. So you decide. And then relax back to center. So letting the hips, the back, the feet, dropping into all the areas of support. Feeling that support from below. And then ending with a few neck openers. So inhale, drawing the chin up. Exhale, slowly dropping the chin down. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale back to center. Exhale, drop the right ear towards the right shoulder. Inhale back to center. Exhale, drop to the other side. Inhale back to center. Exhaling to the side. Inhale, neutral. Exhale. And inhale. One more round. And then inhale back to center. This time on the exhale, rotate the chin. And inhale back to center. And then rotate again. And inhale, center. So a few more like that. And then relax, back to neutral. Taking a little inventory right now, checking the body, the energy, the breath, the mind. Just observing how you're feeling. And then bringing the awareness into the heart center. See, feel, or imagine there a white light. Then if you like, bring your hands to prayer, rest them on the chest, or rest them in the lap. Name this white light what it means to you. Could call it totality, or total consciousness, or the divine, or God, or wisdom, or the true self, or peace. Whatever name that resonates with you and means something to you. To connect to this part of us that is not our body, not our thoughts. That is part of the fabric that weaves through the universe, that connects us all. So hold that light, setting an intention that we rest in that light and we send it out into the world for the highest good of all. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace.